Fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on YouTube. Tonight we have with us the driver of the number 34 UMP modified out of Illinois, Dustin Hume. Welcome to the show, Dustin.
How's it going, buddy?
Good. So
Thank you for having me tonight.
Let's talk about your racing career, Dustin. Where did it all begin for you?
Dad started back in '96. I was helping him butt shift in a race car. He started in bomber cars, and it's kind of transpired from there.
Okay. So, Dustin, when you first climbed behind the wheel of the race car, were you scared at all or nervous?
I was nervous, especially when the first time being in a car is the same night that I proposed to my wife.
Oh, boy.
So that made a whole lot of joyness, but it was a completely different feeling.
Okay. So, Dustin, after you raced your first night, were you just like all pumped up and you're like, man, I got to continue doing this?
The first night we broke a cam. The second night I went out, I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be at.
Okay. So, Dustin, where did the 34 come from?
So it's actually a 34. The A is for my mom.
Okay.
Amy.
Okay.
3 is for myself because it's the same number Dad ran back in the 90s. Me and Dad co-own and co-drive this car currently.
Okay.
So he kept his number. 3 for me, and then 4 is for my brother Logan.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So, Dustin, so let's talk now. Okay. Have you had a lot of success with your racing career?
Right at this current time, not so much. We've had a lot of bad luck.
Okay. How many feature wins do you have racked up though in your racing career?
0.
Okay. Okay. How many heat race wins do you have racked up though?
That's the same amount.
Okay.
I know it kind of sucks, but we've had a ton of bugs to work out. Okay. And we was getting going and then blew the motor up this year.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, do you have any big racing events that you're looking at participating in next year?
I want to get a lot more summer nationals on my belt next year.
Okay.
I try to hit Kankakee, sometimes Fairbury, but I want to kind of partake in the Illinois side of the summer nationals.
Okay. Okay. So, Dustin, what type of chassis are you guys running now with your car?
So it's originally an 03 Pierce.
Okay.
The front end's been cut on and swapped over to Brian Roman front end.
Okay.
The rear end's been cut on and swapped over to Larry Shaw.
Okay. Okay.
Rear mounts.
Okay. So, Dustin, you've got that big racing event coming up, those big racing events coming up next year. So, what is your home racetrack?
Fairbury, Illinois.
Fairbury, Illinois. How big is Fairbury, Illinois?
Depends on which way you look at it. Quarter mile to an eighth mile. It's a little tiny bull ring.
Is it banked or is it flat?
It's got some bank in it.
Okay. Okay. Do you guys end up with a lot of cars there at Fairbury?
Normally 20 to, you can have 50 cars at Fairbury. That's a very well-known place.
Okay. So, Dustin, let's talk about, okay. You said you were going to race at Charleston last weekend, right? If you didn't have to, if you didn't have to work, right?
I would be down there working on a car.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And you were telling me about that bad situation you had with your friends. That's pretty messed up. Definitely.
It's been rough on the racing community around here in a whole.
Okay. So do you want to talk a little bit about the race car driver and his family, or?
It's all up to you, buddy.
You can if you want. I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the driver and his family. So, yeah.
So he'd been racing upwards of 30 years. between asphalt and dirt. He was one of those guys you go to the racetrack and he'll be your best friend and a fierce competitor on the racetrack. He gives a shirt off his back for a fellow competitor. His son's been brought up the same way from him.
Okay.
And the family is, they say racing is a family.
Yeah.
But that's what his family literally did.
Wow.
His brothers, sisters, everybody's been behind the wheel of a race car at some point.
Wow. And who is that driver and family? Now that's weird because I don't think people are going to know who we're talking about. So yeah, go ahead.
Lee Felicia Hall,
Okay.
Joseph, and you've got Jonah Bino, which builds race cars.
Yeah.
There's so many different family members in there.
Okay. Yeah.
You've got UMP national points champions in that family.
Wow.
Jared Crick.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big family.
Oh yeah.
Racing oriented.
Yeah. So, okay. So you said you were having problems with your car this year.
Mm-hmm.
You got the problems figured out as to what pinpointed what it was that caused your engine to go?
We spun a bearing and broke a rod.
Okay.
Sent part of the rod into the camshaft. I've never seen it, but it bent the camshaft journal.
Wow.
The whole tunnel. It destroyed it.
Wow.
I had to cut off one of the main caps off the block in order to get it out.
Okay. So Dustin, so you're pretty much done for the year with racing. Is Fairbury done for the year now too, or?
They've been done. Their last big race was this weekend.
Okay. So Dustin, so does your wife go with you to the track then too, or?
As much as she can. She works a full-time job too.
Okay.
It takes everybody working to be able to afford for everybody to go race.
Okay. So Dustin, who do you have for sponsors on your race car?
So right now I have Evans Racing Engines.
Okay.
I have Lapita's Family Restaurant.
Okay.
I have Care Muffler and Brake Shop.
Okay.
McCool's Roadside Refrigeration Transport.
Okay.
I got to think of everybody. Black Market Race Cars.
Okay.
I know it's a purse car, but they've done a lot of the setup stuff for us.
Oh, yeah.
Getting us back on track.
Yeah.
Wide Open Performance Bodies and Parts.
Okay.
I know I'm forgetting some. Spade and Co. Construction.
Okay.
That's all I can think of without getting up and walking around a car.
Are you still looking for sponsors for your racing team?
We will take on anybody that wants to help us.
If there's anybody going to be out here watching this racing show with me and Dustin Hume and his racing team, get a hold of them because they'd appreciate the sponsorship on Dustin's race car because he shares it with his dad also. So definitely help them out as much as possible. So Dustin, okay, let's talk. What helps get you psyched up to get behind the wheel of that race car?
My wife and my kid. Back in the pits, they're so excited to see Dada go around the racetrack. My daughter would come up to the door of the race car when we're sitting in the lineup just to give me a nux as I'm getting ready to roll out. And so she's sitting in the grandstands, go Dada, go.
So Dustin, when you're sitting in the car getting ready to go on the track, do you ever have to say, hey, I need a few moments to kind of collect my thoughts before I go on the track?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they understand and they walk away, go up to the grandstands. And then that's when I take the time to pray for everybody's safety at the racetrack that night.
Oh, yes. So, okay.
And then collect my thoughts and get everything going, ready to go.
Okay. So, yeah, speaking about, people getting hurt and stuff like that, have you ever been in some crazy situations with your racing career?
With my racing career, no. But I've done fire and EMS, and I've been every aspect of a racetrack you can think of except for promote.
Okay.
I've been a part of some very nasty wrecks.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, the guys have walked away.
Wow. That's good that they walked away. That is very good. So Dustin, do you have a racing nickname?
I do not. A
We
lot
gotta
of guys around here call me the Huminator, but I don't like that nickname because I got a good friend of mine that also races mods called Randy Schumann,
Yeah.
and his nickname is Huminator. So I'm not trying to ride on his coattails.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to figure out one though for you, definitely. So, Dustin, so when you're at the racetrack, what's your favorite thing to eat at the racetrack?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Okay,
Yep.
okay. Very good, very good. So, Dustin, where do you want to be at in 5 years with your racing career?
I want to be competitive, running up front every weekend. We pull up to the racetrack, we go to unload. Somebody knows, oh, we better watch out for him. He's coming to go up front.
Oh yeah, yes. So, Dustin, where do you want to be at in 10 years then?
Watching my daughter race.
Okay, okay, very cool.
I want to build her a car and get her into either go-karts or the micro sprints and get her going.
Okay. So Dustin, when you're away from the racetrack, what do you like to do away from the racetrack?
I like to ride my motorcycle, spend time with friends, and help my best friend on his car, and most importantly, spend time with family.
Okay. Who helps work on your race car there, Dustin?
Me, my dad, the wife, my brother Logan, Lance Evans, and Brock Evans and Donnie Boyer.
Okay, very cool.
Help us out a lot.
You've got a good team going there, definitely.
Yeah.
So Dustin, so when you're away from the racetrack, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
I would have to say Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, that's a good place to eat too. That is. Okay. Now I'm going to really put you on the spot, Dustin. What's your favorite home cooked meal that your wife makes for you?
She makes so much good. That's the bad part.
Oh yeah.
That's a hard one.
Okay. So Dustin, so the Hall family, they're going to have a memorial race next year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know when the date is on that? So we can kind of promote that a little bit.
I know it's the opening night for Kankakee County Speedway.
Okay.
If anybody has any questions with that, get a hold of Billy Nippenberg. He's the new promoter up there. I want to say it's 2,000 to win for Bombers, Pure Stocks, depending on what area you're in, what you call them.
Okay. So, Dustin, who is your racing hero?
In late models, Shannon Babb, hands down. In mods, I would have to go, and not everybody likes him, but I'd have to say in the UMP world, Nick Hoffman.
Okay. So when it comes to like Nick Hoffman and stuff like that, does he come over and help you guys out with parts if you need it and stuff like that?
No, but he's a guy that we chase after every weekend.
Okay.
He comes up to this area quite often, and everybody around here chases after him.
Okay. Have you ever met Shannon Babb?
I've met Shannon.
Is he a pretty nice guy to talk to?
You can't find a better guy.
Okay.
He's down to earth. He's flat out awesome.
Okay. So Dustin, let's talk now about, do you have anything out there you want to say to the kids to help get them in a race car?
Take your time, do things right. Talk to your parents about building you a go-kart. That's where I started.
Okay.
Go-karts. And there's nothing wrong with building a go-kart.
Yes.
It's a few $1,000s. And if you buy a couple of them, the whole entire family can go out and have fun on a weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, Dustin, with that being said, do you have anybody you'd like to send a special thank you out to?
100% Lance Evans, my dad, Tony Hume, my wife, Sierra Hume, my mom, Amy Hume, Jimmy Hayden with White Oak Performance Bodies, and that's it on the thank yous, but my condolences are also with the entire Hall family right now.
Yes, definitely. That was a very, very, very bad situation, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions about that, you can definitely look on the internet because it's been all over the internet as far as what happened last weekend. So yes.
It's a point proven. Do not drink and drive. It ain't worth somebody's life.
Yes. Do not drink
we
and
had-
drive. If you're going to drink, always find a ride from somebody else that is a designated
Exactly.
driver. Yes, definitely. Definitely. But thank you very much, Dustin, for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us a little bit about your racing career. I'm going to call you a little bit to thank you in person to talk about to give you a thank you and talk a little bit further on the phone. Okay.
Sounds good, buddy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dustin. I will let you step out and I will give a little racing news update and I will call you in a little bit.
Sounds good.
Yep. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about some racing news and then let's talk a little bit about the Hall family. Okay. Racing news wise, I'll tell you what, it's just been a crazy mixed up situation on the NASCAR side of things. I'll tell you, there's drivers that have fallen out of the chase and there's drivers that are just like, man, this is crazy. Kyle Larson got knocked out of the chase to the championship, which is kind of wow. That's kind of a wow factor there. Definitely. There's a lot of stuff going on racing wise. Dodge was talking about coming to NASCAR, but they're more focused on the National Highway Association program going into, from here on out for a while. And definitely, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Foyt has a new driver over on his team, and it's going to be kind of cool. And that's Santino Ferrucci is going to be driving for AJ Foyt starting next year. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk now about the Hall family. Definitely the Hall family. It's kind of a heartbreaking situation there with the Hall family. So yes. So let me go in here and pull up the story on the Hall family, and I'll tell you what happened here, okay? Boom. Here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Last Saturday night, after the race at Charleston, the end of the night, Lee and Felicia Hall, along with their daughter, were on their way home. Their daughter Maddie were on their way, along with their daughter Maddie. They were on their way home from the racetrack, and all at once, the unthinkable happened, ladies and gentlemen. It goes to show you, if you drink, don't drive, because tragically in the racing world, Lee and Felicia and Madison, both lives were taken from them by a drunk driver. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not something you want to do, is drink and drive. It's not a good thing. But our thoughts and prayers go out to Lee, Felicia, and Madison Hall and that whole entire family. The racing community is a whole big family, and we're all here to support that family. So yes, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, also, let's talk a little bit about birthdays now. We have a birthday, happy 16th birthday going out to Preston Latimus. Happy birthday, Mr. Preston Latimus. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have Reese Widger picking up a couple feature wins over the weekend in his quarter midgets. Sorry. Also, Jacob Homnick's birthday was today. Also, happy birthday goes out to Jacob Homnick. And also, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit more news here. Let's see what we got going on here. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, let's go into the news section here. Boom, 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 boom. Blake Sapricone did rather well in his heat race for Speed Week or Speed Week out there with the East Coast Modifieds. He won his heat race over the weekend, and the track he was racing at with them. So congratulations goes out to them. Also, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations goes out to Cameron Caraway for finishing second in his late model. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about tell you what, Seth Christensen is still on a tear in that truck series. So congratulations to Seth Christensen for doing an amazing job in that truck, that 30, I think it's a 38 truck. Also, congratulations goes out to Lane Christensen for picking up, I believe it was 1 or 2 wins in his quarter midget of the weekend. So congratulations to Lane. And then also, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about congratulations goes out to Christopher Bell, the NASCAR driver, for picking up the Charlotte Roval win over the weekend and the NASCAR race at Charlotte. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let you go. I'll talk to you guys later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. But with that being said, if you'd like to sponsor my racing show, feel free to email me at jjnolan151@gmail.com, or you can text or call me at 712-209-7138. And be sure to go like, subscribe, and hit that notification button on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. And also go press like on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on Facebook. Also, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.